And what is it costing you time-wise? What is it costing you financially? What is it costing you to do those things that are not fulfilling you? And when I really look at what I've been doing here and what I've been doing in my life, I haven't been in that place. I've been mediocre. This is James, and one of the things that I've been doing is sharing my daily meditations. And when I made the 100 Days of Meditation challenge, the challenge was not to share everything on YouTube. The challenge was to do 100 days of meditation. And I've kept up with that. I've been doing my 100 days of meditation. I just haven't been doing them here on YouTube and sharing them here on my videos. And part of it's because nobody's watching the videos. And it was kind of getting to be a daily chore to stay up with doing it every single day. I have other commitments and other responsibilities. And we've had a few days here. And Emily's been sick again. And we lost one of our nurses because some incidents happened that I can't really go into, but we lost one of our nurses again, which means that puts more of a burden on me. So I'm still going to be sharing some of these insights. I think I'm going to record more of them and share some of the things that I'm going through. One of the things I've been diving into a lot as a content creator, I'm in this weird juxtaposition of I want people to watch my videos. I want people to share what we're talking about and see what we're doing here on the channel. But at the same time, it's not about that. My identity doesn't come from that. One of the things that a lot of people get caught up in when we start working for money, or we start doing things like, creating content, or I see this a lot in the YouTube communities. I see this a lot with everything that we do, is when I start focusing on what I'm doing for money and I start getting my sense of identity in that part of my life from what do I get out of it, it always flops and it always fails and it always just becomes less and less authentic. And I think it comes across in the way I create my content and the way I do things. And I'm trying to get away from that. But at the same time, there's things that I have to do. One of the things that I found is as I'm creating this new consciousness and this new awareness around money and around my life and about everything, and as I'm diving into my own awakening process and doing that deep inner work, one of the things that I'm finding is that I've struggled with this, and as I talk to people, other people struggle with this, is, where's this juxtaposition between we have to do things for money because we have to survive in this world. And I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not, out wasting money. One of the reasons why I got out of debt was because it greatly reduced my need for money and income. And so I'm in a position where I don't have to make that much. I live in a low cost of living area intentionally. I live in, relatively low necessities because I don't receive my fulfillment from buying stuff, so I don't have to spend a whole lot of money on stuff to make me happy and fulfilled. I can find my happiness and fulfillment. The reason I keep doing these videos, even though nobody's watching them, is because I enjoy doing it. That's stuff that's at a 10 for me. And one of the things that I'm finding is I want to spend more and more of my time doing things that are 10s for me, but I also need to find a way to make those things make money so that I can spend more time doing it. And part of that's growing the audience, part of that's just doing all these things. And this creates this weird juxtaposition of I don't want to do it for the money, but at the same time I need to make money doing it so that I can stop doing other things that I'm doing just for money. I've been working really hard these last few days. Part of why I haven't been around that much and haven't been doing the live streams is because I've been running a lot. I'm doing these delivery services. It's called Favor. It's basically like DoorDash, but a more localized version here in Texas. I kind of enjoy doing it. It's not hard work, and I make some decent money doing it whenever it's busy. But we've had a lot of slow days, and I've had days where I spent almost as much in gas as what I made. And so that's, and then we have to put taxes out of that. So we're, at the end of the day, we're, not really taking home that much money from doing it. So I have to do it a lot to make some decent money. It's a good side hustle, but it's not a good full-time income, at least right now, when you have a really expensive part. Part of it's our van blew up. And the van had really good gas mileage. It was getting about, 22, 23 miles to the gallon. And now I'm running in my truck, my SUV, which gets like 8 miles to the gallon. So I'm burning a lot more gas. I'm burning a lot more money just keeping it running. And part of the reason why I'm running so hard is I'm trying to save up some money so that we can replace the vehicle. Trying to get reliable transportation. But one of the things that I found as I'm doing all this stuff, then I'm doing stuff that's just for the money because I need the money. But I'm also finding, more and more I'm diving into my own heart, and I'm finding this war within myself still over whether I should spend time doing content or spend time doing these other things that I have to do. I have all these things on my list that I have to do because they're part of life. I have Emily. There's a lot of things I have to give up time working to go do things to take care of Emily. And they're not things that are 10s for me, but they're things that still have to be done. I don't think I'm ever going to get to a place where I'm at 100% doing just the things that are 10 for me. But I want to spend more time doing those things that are 10. Meditation is a 10 for me. It's something that helps me to expand myself. It helps me to grow myself. It helps me to become bigger. And what I'm talking about things being a 10 is, take the things that you're doing and write them down. Write down what your day is. What are your daily routines? What are the things that you spend your time doing every day? And how much time do you spend doing those things? And what are those things? Rate each one of those things on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much it fulfills you, and it expands you, and it helps you to reach a level of new awareness of yourself and fulfillment in your life. And what is it costing you time-wise? What is it costing you financially? What is it costing you to do those things that are not fulfilling you? What is it costing you to binge watch Netflix for 10 hours a day or 2 hours a day or 3 hours, however long it is? What's it costing you in time? So how much time are you spending doing it every day or every week or whatever? What are you doing to go out and party and to entertain yourself? And how much of that is because you lack fulfillment in other areas of your life? Because you're going to work for 10 hours a day to do a job that you hate. But you're doing it just so you can pay your bills, and then you're spending all this money on entertainment. One of the things that I was asked a long time ago by one of my teachers, and it's something that's come up over and over again in my life, is why I don't ever get excited about things. And it's not that I don't get excited. I don't get excited over stuff. I don't get excited over what most people call entertaining. I think it's boring to me. It's not fulfilling to me. And it's just stuff that if I'm somewhere where I kind of have to do it, then I'll do it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. Because it's not a 10 for me. It doesn't fulfill me. It doesn't give me any sense of excitement or fulfillment. Studying philosophy, that fulfills me. That gives me a sense of expansion. It gives me a sense of peace. It gives me a sense of being at a 10. Talking to people about these spiritual principles, about these ideas that I'm learning, that's a 10 for me. Having conversations with people, one-on-one or in a group, that fulfills me. That gives me a sense of 10. Creating these videos even. I love recording these videos. I even somewhat like editing the videos. Not so big on the thumbnails, but that's why my thumbnails kind of suck, which is part of why I'm not getting very many views. That part, I would rather pay somebody else to do. But for the most part, this process of creating content and sharing content, this is something that's a 10 for me for the most part. It's about an 8 or 9 once you factor in some of the work that I don't like doing, but it's a part of the process that right now I'm not in a position to be able to pay other people to do. But I already have those things in my plans to pay other people to do them as soon as I can. But then there's other things, like going out to eat and going to the movies. Those things aren't really fulfilling to me. I do them sometimes, but they're not really things that excite me. Going shopping never excites me. I hate shopping. Some people love it, and that's fine. I have no problem with people that enjoy doing it. It is, and if that's fulfilling to you, that's fine. But are you really fulfilled by that, by intimate with yourself, or are you working out of the ego and it's fulfilling your ego, which is temporary, which is why you have to keep doing it over and over and over again in order to keep feeling that fulfillment? I can create videos, but I can also say, you know what, I've reached a level of fulfillment with myself where I could quit creating videos and still be okay, because my identity doesn't come from being a content creator. My identity doesn't come from doing this work. It's something that I do because I enjoy doing it and because I sense fulfillment. And sometimes things come out of me when I'm creating these videos this way that help me to expand myself. I go back and watch my videos and I learn something new that I didn't realize, because sometimes things just come through me that I don't consciously think my way through. And so new awareness comes through me. But what are you doing in your life that's at a 10, that's fulfilling you, that's keeping you feeling at your peace, are you doing more of that kind of stuff? I'd rather record videos and sometimes go into somebody else's chat and talk and surround myself with like-minded people, which I don't have in my own life. I'm sorry. I love my family, I love my friends, but they are not like me. They do not have like-minded ideas. They don't believe in a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about. And so when I go online, I can commune with like-minded people, which is the only way I commune with like-minded people, is through my online content. And that's something that's fulfilling to me, that helps me to feel at a 10. And because of that, because I'm doing all these things, I don't have to spend money on things to fulfill me, because I find it through my community. I find it within myself. I find it in the things that I'm doing. But it's hard. I've never fit in. And I'm getting back into part of what's got me away from doing content as much is I started having this, and this is common with people with ADHD. Everybody has it to a degree, but people with ADHD have it a whole lot more, which is imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm just repeating what everybody else says and what I've learned from other people, and not really coming up with something new. I haven't really come up with that new expansive idea, that new expansive perspective that sets me apart from what everybody else is teaching. But I think some of this stuff is foundational. Sometimes we have to look at the past and what's come down in the past to create the foundation so that something new and exciting can come out of that. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm laying the foundation by sharing what I've learned from other people, by sharing the lessons I've learned from Kyle Cease and Dr. Wayne Dyer and Bob Proctor and all these people I've studied for the last 30 years. But I have to lay that foundation so that I can find what is it that's trying to come out of me. And I haven't figured that out yet. That's one of the things that I'm working on. What are you working on finding as you find this deeper connection with yourself? What is it that you're finding fulfillment in, and what can you bring that's unique to you out of that?